And this is something I ask all of my guests at the end. I say, what is the best advice that you ever received? And this is a great question that I ask all of my guests, and I ask myself, what is the best advice you've ever received? And this could be business or personal, and this is something that's really, really, really important. And so I always ask myself, what is the best advice I ever received? And to be honest, I always have to go back to Mr. Dan Pena, the $50 billion man. Dan is one of my mentors. He's been on this show for basically 5 years in a row. We made a documentary film about him. And as I told Dan a few years ago, almost as a joke, I said, Dan, our lives will be intertwined for the rest of our existence, whether we like it or not. And there's something about me and Dan, we go together like peanuts and chocolate, right? In the Reese's peanut butter cup, where something about me and Dan, but we're interlinked for life. And so I asked Dan, what advice does he have? And what's the best advice I've ever received? It's Dan Pena looking me in the eye and saying, Brian, just fucking do it. That's the best advice I've ever received. And so, as Dan would say, in the cosmos of time, our lives are nothing more than a fart in the wind, right? And as much as I don't like to get dirty like that, it's true. And so you all walk around and you're so concerned about what other people think about you. You're so concerned about what other people will say about how you dress or what you do with your life or the choices you make, what mom is going to say and what all your Facebook friends are going to say. You even care about people that you don't like, what they think of you. And it stops us from taking action and moving forward and pulling the trigger. And that's why you have to realize that your life is just nothing. It's a speck in the cosmos of time. So why not do as much as you can while you're here? Which means you've got to pull the trigger and just effing do it. And there's a graveyard right here next to London Real Studios. It's called Bun Hill Graveyards. I walk through it every single day. And I ask myself, what do those people wish they would have done? Do they wish they would have played it safe? Do they wish they would have watched Netflix? Do they wish they would have just done the minimum and not offended anybody and not taken any chances? No. Everybody that's buried under the ground with worms coming out of their skulls is thinking, I wish I would have gone for it. I wish I would have gone bigger. I wish I would have just done it, and stop making excuses, because you got one chance, as far as I know, in this consciousness, and you got to make it happen. At London Real, we believe that individual transformation can change the world. Join us and start your journey today.